Hi, hello, and welcome to another video. My name is Fernando, and I'm coming at you from Dongguan, Guangdong in China. Welcome to this live stream. This is something that I'm trying for the first time, which is basically I released the video almost at midnight last night, and right now I am following that video with this live stream to discuss some of the details that I mentioned because that was basically reacting to the news, reacting to actually what happened almost at midnight here in China when we found out that the Wall Street Journal had released information related to troops being stationed in Taiwan, training the Taiwanese army for over a year. Kevin, hello. Welcome. So this is going to be a pretty interactive live stream. I have a few things that I want to say. Elaine, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I know that you've struggled a bit with your health. I hope you're doing much better and things are getting fine. In Poconos, Elaine, thank you so much for your unwavering support. So, guys, this situation in Taiwan, let's talk about some of the things that have taken place while I was sleeping. Probably if you're in the West, you were awake. Um, Apparently, one of the submarines has had an accident. The American submarine has hit something. They don't know what it is. Hey, Brooke, how are you? Um, they don't know what it is. And there are 11 sailors that have been injured in that submarine attack, that submarine accident. Sorry, let me correct my information. So uh, this is there's so many things to talk about this. A lot of people are trying to make light of the situation, but I want to look at it from the geopolitical standpoint. A lot of people are saying, well, look at what America has been doing, training troops in Afghanistan for so many years, and look where they are. They just surrender after 20 years and gave it back to the Taliban. Uh, that's a point. That's true. I mean, America really isn't that good at winning wars. It's just good at waging them because that's how you get to launder money from the taxpayer into certain industries like the military industrial complex. It's all a scam. We all know that, but that is a true problem. That's a true situation. Um, so what I want to say is the following. Um, if you have read the Rand report, the RAND report, Rand Corporation report, this is something that was introduced to me by Brian Berletic from the New Atlas channel. He shared a document with me, and it's 300 pages, but it's a scary thought. Basically, the conclusion is that um, there are several conclusions, but one of the conclusions is that if America doesn't attack China before 2025, then the advantages, the difference in losses, what is called the loss gap, the military loss gap, will be almost non-important, non-existent. China would have very heavy losses, and America would have heavy losses. Um, who wants losses, right? Um, so this is why I'm looking at this situation, the point of view that I'm looking at this from now. um yeah, you're right, Rook. America hasn't really won any wars since World War II, and some people would say that it was not really the Americans anyway, but I'm not going to argue that right now. I'm going to stay with this particular topic. Yeah, the Rand Corporation report 2016. That's right, MP. uh, it's a scary document. It's a really scary document because it basically tells us um, that either you do it now or you don't do it. And there's another element that we've been discussing in the Wumao show, the group that you guys know is now up to 15, 16 members. All of us very pro truth, pro peace, pro please, let's not have a war here. And one of the things that was discussed was that America has this way of behaving in which they will try to appease the situation before they come back and strike real hard. So let's dissect the situation, and go step by step. When you look at what took place in Zurich just 2 days ago, the meeting between Jake Sullivan and Yang Yeqi. Well, they came out of there saying, okay, so we can reaffirm the One China agreement, right? So to to hear that, when that hits the media in America, a lot of people from the military industrial complex will think, wait, hold on one second. We need war. We need fear. We need people buying missiles, people buying air carriers, people buying jets, right? Don't be taking an easy stance on China, please. So, what do? The Wall Street Journal tries to throw a wrench in this wheel to try and stop this apparently a simple act of peace or diffusing the situation that took place in Zurich. And the Wall Street Journal just comes around, throws a wrench, and nope, let's talk about this again. Um, I want to address an important thing is that there was a senator, I forgot the name of the senator, um, that there's a senator who made a list of troops around the world, and then this many in Afghanistan, and this many in Japan, this many in South Korea, and at one point, a lot of people were surprised to find out, oh, that there were some troops in Taiwan. Uh, I don't remember, so this is what I want to ask you guys. Um, how that was handled. That happened a couple of months ago. From the Chinese side, from the American side, from the media side, that was downplayed relatively quickly, as I mentioned in the previous video. And well, it was kind of like, really? So here's what I think. I think that Beijing, the leaders of China, they've known about this for a very long time. This is not news to them. This is new to people like me, to people like you guys watching. So this is creating a lot of anxiety in a lot of people. I slept really, really poorly last night. Um, so if Beijing has known this for a very long time and they hadn't done anything really, when you contrast this with what Xi Jinping said on the 100th anniversary of the Communist Party, well, this was already taking place, yet nothing had actually been done by China. So this is kind of like China was not changing the status quo. Okay, they knew that there were troops in Taiwan. They've told America, hey, we're not going to be bullied anymore. And it kind of like went under the rug, under the radar. Everybody went on, okay, let's just continue to diffuse the situation, continue to not create chaos. I need to tie this up to this ridiculous idea that the PLA is flying over Taiwan's airspace. It's important to understand that there's two different airspaces. There's the airspace that belongs to Taiwan, which is, I wish I had the picture here. I don't know. I can't load it up. But basically, back in the 1950s, the United States decided to draw a humongous square around Taiwan that includes 3 times the size of Taiwan in China mainland territory. I put a tweet that was extremely, extremely funny when I actually flew into Wenzhou in a commercial flight, right? And Wenzhou is actually considered by the United States the airspace from Taiwan where airplanes need to identify themselves. Yeah, the identification zone. Um, so these jets that have been flying around the south of Taiwan, they were never in Taiwan's military airspace. They were in this airspace identification zone, air defense identification zone. So it's not, that's nonsense. That's Western media just trying to sell you a story like this young police officer. It's not a real story. But again, let's get back to the situation with Beijing. They've been trying to de escalate, they've been trying to keep it calm and quiet. And as I said in one of my tweets, China is all about business. China is all about peace. China is all about prosperity. If other countries don't prosper, well, who is China going to trade with? It's a very different mentality. It's not an exploitative mentality that we've seen in Africa by the Europeans and the Americans, or Latin America by the Americans with the Monroe Doctrine and all these things. It's not like that. It's just, let's do business. So it is in China's best interest not to destroy economies around the world, not to destroy the chips, right, that are being manufactured in Taiwan. So let's make a short pause and talk about that for a second. Now, the United States government is requiring that all these companies that produce microchips and handle this data to basically hand the data to the United States, or else there will be consequences. Do you remember how America used to say that, oh, Huawei is spying, Huawei is putting back doors, Huawei? The opposite was true. Huawei was renouncing, Huawei was not accepting those terms in which they had to share data with the United States. And that's why they've been vilified. That's why they've been used and banned, and all the things that we know that are taking place that are really negative with regards to Huawei. And now they're doing it to TCM. Now they're doing it to all these chip manufacturers. Hand out the data. Let us know how this works. Let us know how we can exploit backdoors and the technology that you're developing, so that we can keep spying on our allies and on our enemies, like Angela Merkel, like Macron, like, all those cases of spying. And now they're giving these companies until November 8th to hand out the information. And that's a really interesting stalemate right there, because what would happen if these companies just decide to say no? What's America going to do? Ban them? That's it. No more chips to the world. Do you think that's a possibility? Do you think that that is sustainable? Do you think that that's going to happen? So you got to wonder who really has the pan by the handle. This companies or the American government. So it also could put us in the direction of why this is escalating. An incursion, an invasion, and let me be very clear, an invasion of the United States into Taiwan to control this very important market for the world could be a real possibility. I mean, China could be trying to defend this particular industry from being ripped from Taiwan's hands. Okay, let's see where you guys are doing. Okay, Kevin says there's been American troops in Taiwan since Chiang Kai-shek. Yes, that's true. And as I said in my comment, it's been kind of like a status quo in which, okay, we know that's taking place, we know that's happening, that's okay. But the backstabbing here is the media. When you have that meeting in Zurich, where they're actually kind of like trying to de-escalate the situation, the media did not like that. The military industrial complex did not like that. So they have to make it public and muddy the waters for Joe Biden and for the administration and for China, basically. That's the way that I am seeing it. Um, okay, there's something else that I wanted to mention here that's relevant to me. I made a tweet and a few live streams with Guangdong TV talking about the Zhuhai Air Show, the China Air Show 2021, where so many defense systems were displayed in Zhuhai. Obviously, those things that are displayed are just the tip of the iceberg. Whatever China has. We don't know, we don't see, we can't, right? They're not going to show it to public, of course. I was impressed to see a lot of military from other countries coming to see this different military and defense equipment. Um, some African countries, some Middle Eastern countries. So that was interesting for me to witness. Actually, the day that I was there, Xi Jinping's second in command was there. We were not allowed to go into that area because he was visiting some of the exhibits that were behind closed door. But yes, I learned that that was so. So I came out of that air show thinking, I you have to be crazy to attack China. You have got to be crazy to attack China. The amount of air defense equipment, the variety, the let me give you a quick sample. They have drones that are the size of this mug, right? And it's got an explosive in it, and it's a little drone, and that thing is gonna fly. And whenever I talk to people about, okay, have you ever seen one of those light drone displays here in China? Oh, the 70th anniversary of this, or oh, the thousands of drones in the air with lights and moving around and synchronized. Imagine that those are not pretty display. Imagine that those are actually these tiny drones with bombs, thousands of them flying out to an air carrier and dropping their bombs. Okay, you're gonna get rid of 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%. But just with 50% of those bombs landing on your landing strip on your air carrier, decommissioned. Can't take off, can't land. So it's the variety of weapons that China has at its disposal to counter any kind of attack, any kind of incursion. Is what makes me feel, this is what I said in my tweet, it makes me feel safe. Okay, we got here Eastern Wind Express. There, I read it, man. The amount of weapons that that China has to counter an incursion by America or the British or the AUKUS or whatever, it's insane. I feel safe, but only when you're dealing with people who are also sane. Let me explain. When when you have a country that has absolutely nothing to lose, well, everything to lose, basically their hegemony around the world, and well, about the global south and most of the global north. When America sees that China is going to overtake them as the most powerful economy in the world, they'll do anything to stop that. They'll do anything to stop that. So yes, I feel safe seeing all the military that China has at its disposal, but at the same time, nobody wants a war. Nobody wants a war, whether it is a short war or a long war. Nobody wants one. I don't want one. Like, the people, I want to talk about the people who are living in Taiwan right now, the American, the British, the Australians, all the people that are teaching or doing business or whatever. Not the troops, but the regular Americans in Taiwan. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? I mean, the 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 next step is going to determine what's going to happen, and I think that this is a step where politics becomes extremely important. I think that, okay, there's somebody saying that China will catch up militarily. China will give a tremendous fight if there is a war. It's about the amount of losses that will be received by either end. Uh, these missiles that China has, these J-16s, J-20s, this fighter jets, they're all out there at the same level of most of um, the American military equipment. The only difference is where the fight is being fought. The battles are being fought right at the border of China, and that's what makes the losses crucial and critical. If the battle is being fought on the coast of the United States hasn't had to have this kind of terror, fear, attacks ever. They're protected by the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, and there has been a single rival that has sailed across the Atlantic or the Pacific to pose a threat like they're doing. Just yesterday, that tweet, very glorious street. Oh, the Six Nation exercise in the Philippine Sea has been a great. They are finding every single excuse they can. All they're hoping for is an accident. Let me go through some of the questions. Okay, let's talk. I think WS-15 will allow J-20s to be more on par with F-22 Raptors. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because you have a lot of weapons at China's disposal. Some of them could actually decommission these air carriers within minutes, within hours. It could be a very short war. But the problem with a very short war, so to speak, is that what's next? Defeat? American accepting defeat? AUKUS accepting defeat? I doubt it. It is only going to escalate. And when you escalate, the first reaction is to get rid of all the nuclear missiles that are surrounding China. So it would have to be a very swift strike. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Hitting South Korea, hitting Japan, hitting all those places where America has bases and missiles um, ready to attack China. It would have to be a very swift attack. And once that first layer of defense is put into action, what else is there? Long range. And long range for America means just all the way from Europe. So anything that NATO or America does with long range gives China plenty of time to, well, react to it. There's at least 4 hours before impact. And then we're going into nuclear war. So you see what I mean? I mean, the best step is not to start an incident, not to start a conflict. And at this stage, all you hear in the media is that China is the aggressor, China is the aggressor, China is the aggressor. The one that's keeping cool is China. What do you call 30,000 troops stationed in Taiwan if not aggression? What do you call sales of weapons and armament to Taiwan if not aggression? What do you call the creation of AUKUS and this Six Nation exercise with carriers? I think there were 13 different ships, if not aggression. What's the excuse for that? Oh, the South China Sea conflict. Yes, the South China Sea is China's conflict with its surrounding countries. You don't see the Philippine Army, the Philippine Navy in that six China nations. You don't see the Malaysian Navy there. You don't see the Singaporean Navy. You don't see. It's a dispute that's always being taken care of diplomatically. And interesting enough, there's conflicts between other countries, not just China. So this is just an excuse. I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm just saying what America is hoping for, what the military industrial complex is hoping for, is an accident, it's a mistake. One happened this morning, and this is why I thought, like, well, we need to. I didn't talk about that at midnight. I just woke up and saw this. 11 people are injured in that American submarine, probably out of commission now. And the problem is that they don't know what caused it. So they could come up and say, like, oh, it was a Chinese, whatever. This is an attack. This is aggression. This could escalate so easily. It could be twisted and turned into another Pearl Harbor, another 9/11 so easily. And that's the biggest risk. I keep telling all my foreigner friends here that if you live here in China, it's about time to start contacting our ambassadors, our embassies, our consulates, saying like, look, your job is to protect us. Your job is to protect us, the nationals living here in China. What are you doing to protect us? And I don't mean take me out of the country. I mean, stop the mainstream media from creating the chaos that they're trying to create. Stop the government from doing all these exercises that are aggression. I mean, just a tweet from yesterday, Senator Blackburn talking about, we stand with the people of Taiwan. No, you don't. You're just using Taiwan. No, you don't. You couldn't do anything if China decides to, okay, we're gonna stop the situation. We're gonna go into Taiwan. If China decided to do that, Senator Blackburn would be having Chardonnay and more in the morning and say, "Oh, damn it! I might as well delete that tweet." America doesn't stand with Taiwan. America is using Taiwan, plain and simple. So, as I said in my video before, um, it is really important that we treat this extremely carefully. The information that we're sharing out there. I feel that this Wall Street Journal news was released only to muddy the waters, and well, they done it. They done it. Now there's a lot of explaining to do. There's a lot of diplomacy that needs to kick in and start operating, and hopefully those efforts will work, guys. I will keep you posted on what developments, because you guys are going to go to sleep right now and we just starting our day. It's 9 o'clock here, um almost 9:30 already. So I'll try to keep you posted through the day, either on Twitter, China Teacher One, you can follow me, or with shorter videos here to let you know what's the reaction to what's taking place here. Let's remember that there's layers of information that the public knows, and information that we don't know. I'm sure Beijing knew about this and they were not okay with it, but they were handling it. Now that the Wall Street Journal threw this out there into the public, it's putting more pressure on Beijing. So, guys, that's all the time we have for this one. Keep you posted with anything that comes out of Beijing. This is not a news channel, but this is becoming really relevant day to day. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you can, support the work that I do. And well, until I see you, take it easy and try to have some rest. Bye for now.